Fear hit Jungkook's like a sudden crash, not the loud kind, the quiet, shocking kind that curls up his spine and frees his breath. Jungkook's point of view. Something is wrong, very wrong. I need to see why, and he whispered to himself, fingers tightening around the steering wheel now. The engine roared as he pressed the accelerator harder than he should have. The city bird past him, red eyes, horns, people. Nothing mattered except one name echoing in his head, Ryan. Within minutes he reached your office building. He barely parked properly before rushing inside. Jungkook. Hana's voice stopped him mid-step. He turned sharply. Jungkook, Hana. He said, breathe uneven. He is one here? Hana's expression shifted instantly from surprise to confusion. Hana, no, she replied slowly. She hasn't come in at all today. We have been calling her since morning. She is not answering. Jungkook's heart sank. Jungkook, she didn't come. He repeated, more to himself than to Hana. Hana frowned. Did something happen? Jungkook, if you hear anything, he said quickly, already backing away. Anything at all, call me. Before Hana could respond, he turned and left. Back in the car, Jungkook drove aimlessly at first, starting to every sidewalk, every cafe, every familiar corner you might be. Jungkook's point of view. Where did you go? Why didn't you tell anyone? His phone lay heavy in his hand, then buzzed. Message, his breath caught. He pulled over instantly and unlocked his phone. Come to the park, we need to talk, Wine. For a second, the world stopped. Then Jungkook started the car again, sharply turning the wheel. The park. His heartbeat thundered in his ears as the car stepped forward, one thought repeating over and over, please be okay, please don't be leaving. Jungkook arrived at the park and saw you immediately. You were sitting on a bench, hands folded, staring ahead. Jungkook walked up and stopped in front of you. You looked up. His heart skipped, nervous, didn't even begin to cover it. One, sit, you said. He obeyed. Silence fell between you two, heavy, suffocating. Jungkook, why did you leave this morning? He finally asked. One, why should I have stayed? You replied calmly. Jungkook, after last night. You cut him off instantly. One, I met Jihyee. Jungkook froze. Jungkook, what did she say? You didn't answer right away. Woke up with a sharp headache, as if your head was wrapped in cotton and noise. For a second you didn't recognize the ceiling. This isn't my room. Your body felt warm, too warm. You slowly turned your head and froze. Jungkook was sitting beside you, bare skin, close, too close. You jerked upright, the blanket slipping down, and that wind really crashed into you. You wasn't wearing anything. Your breath hissed, hands trembling. You pulled the blanket to your chest and looked again. Jungkook wasn't dressed either. Your heart started pounding violently. Fragments of the night before rushed back. Blood, laughter, unsteady footsteps. His breath goes to your skin. The heat, the closeness you had tried not to name. You squeezed your eyes shut. You turned toward him again, and that's when you saw it. Scratch mark. Clear, red-nail marks across Jungkook's back. Your cheeks burned instantly. Oh my god, you whispered, slowly, almost unconsciously. You reached out and brushed his hair back from his forehead. His face looked peaceful in sleep, unaware of the storm inside you. Your phone vibrated suddenly. Your face grabbed it quickly. Unknown number. You hesitated then answered. Why? Hello. A calm female voice replied. This is Jihyee. Why, Stephen? Yes, speak. Jihyee, I want to meet you. Why? Jihyee, you will understand once you meet. Sunny stretched you. Why? Alright. You said finally. Send me the location. The call ended. You looked back at Jungkook. You didn't wake him. You quietly grabbed your clothes, raised yourself, took one last look at him, then walked out. You knew immediately the woman sitting alone at the corner table, straight posture, composed expression, eyes that watched everything. That's her. You walked over and sat down. Why? Why did you call me? You asked bluntly. She smiled faintly. You seem very comfortable with Jungkook, spending nights together, calling him your husband. You noticed it then. Ji's eyes flicked. Just one toward your neck. Instinctively, you realized what she was looking at. A faint mark. You lifted your chin. Why? He is my husband. If I won't spend time with him, then with whom? You leaned forward. Say what you want. Ji chuckled softly. Ji, I want my daughter back. Your expression hardened mine. Legally, Jinhee is my daughter. I adopted her. The court ruled in my favor. It was that case. She smiled brighter. Yes, I lost that case. She tilted her head, but that doesn't mean I lost everything. Your fingers curled into fist. Why, what are you trying to say? Jihyee, Chaku is an idol, she replied calmly. And an idol's biggest weakness is image. Jihyee, I have photos, she continued. Photos of Jungkook, photos of your wedding, photos that, if Nick even once, will end his career. You stood abruptly. Why, are you insane? You snapped. That can't be your real intention. Jihyee didn't flinch. She looked straight into your eyes. Jihyee, I want my daughter. If I don't get her, nothing will end well. You shook your head, anger and fear correcting. Why? You can't tell Jinhee, no one can. Jihyee smiled. So dangerous, Jihyee. If this reached the media, she said quietly, neither of you will be able to keep her. You grabbed your bag. When coming here was my mistake, you said coldly. If I had known your intention, I would never have come. Jacob listened without interrupting. Every word you speak settled heavily in his chest. He said the implication, the silent danger hanging over Jinhee's future. When he finished, the perfect, unnaturally quiet Jungkook. Don't worry, he said at last. His voice low but steady. I will handle it. Why nodded. Nothing more flawed. Both sat side by side, close enough to feel each other's presence, yet unsure what to say next. Words felt fragile now. One wrong sentence might crack everything open. Suddenly, the thought flashed through your mind. The closeness, the moment you had tried not to remember. Your cheeks flushed instantly. Jungkook noticed. He turned toward you, brows knitting slightly. Jungkook, are you okay? Your face is really red. You lift your hand to your cheek, as if only realizing it. Mine, yeah. You say it quietly. I am fine. Your fingers lingered there a second longer than necessary, then almost as if gasping for something solid. You added, Wine. Jinhee's school time is almost over. Jacob blinked, then nodded. Jacob, oh right. He stood up first, offering a small, reassuring smile. Jacob, come on, let's go. You rose beside him. The school bell rang, sharp and cheerful. Jinhee hurried out with her bag swaying on one shoulder. Then suddenly stopped, her eyes widen. Near the gate, standing side by side, were both of them. Elma Papa, she ran. Barely had time to pin before Jinhee wrapped her arms tightly around her waist. Jungkook paused, instinctively staring her small body before she lost balance. Jinhee, you both came, she asked quickly, her voice growing. He brushed her hair back gently, one ears together. Jungkook smiled, ruffling her hair. Jungkook, we thought you would like that. Jinhee nodded her, as if afraid her happiness might spill out if she spoke too much. Jinhee, I was waiting, she admitted softly. Everyone else's parents come together. For Jinhee said, when shall we go home? Jinhee gave both hands instead, one small hand in each of theirs. Jinhee, like this, she said firmly, don't let go. Jungkook felt something tighten in his chest. Jungkook, okay, he replied quietly, we won't. Instead of turning toward home, Jungkook steered the car in another direction. Jinhee noticed immediately. Jinhee, Papa, this isn't the way, she said, peeking out the window. Jungkook glanced at her through the mirror. Jungkook, I know. You raised an eyebrow. When then, where are you going? Jungkook's mind calm and simple. Jungkook, shopping mall. Jinhee gasped, ready? The car barely stopped before Jinhee unbuckled herself. Inside the mall, lights glowed softly, music hummed in the background, and Jinhee immediately turned. Bright, glorious, alive. She ran from store to store, pointing at everything. Jinhee, that bag. Come on, look at this dress. Papa, this phone has stars. She left quietly, holding a few shopping bags. Wine, she's getting spoiled. Jacob shirt. Jacob red hair. At a kid's clothing store, Jinhee headed up to races. Jinhee, which one? He went slightly. Wine, the blue. Jacob shook his head. Jacob, the yellow. Jinhee smiled mischievously. Jinhee, then I will take both. She ended up buying more than brand. Clothes, shoes, small toys. After shopping, Jinhee suddenly stopped walking. Jinhee, I'm hungry. He looked at the time. Wine, so am I. Jacob chose a quiet restaurant, memorized of music. Jinhee sat beside you two, feet swaying under the chair. Jacob ordered carefully and cooked. No spicy excuses. When the food arrived, Jinhee ate happily, talking non-stop about school, cartoons, and the mall. The mall lights slowly disappeared behind them. Jinhee, exhausted from all the excitement, curled up in the back seat. Within minutes, her breathing evened out. She fell asleep hugging the small paper bag she refused to let go of. You turned slightly to check on her. Wine, she's out, you whispered. Jungkook gazed at the mirror, then nodded. Jungkook, yeah. The car gave quiet, no music, no conversation. Just the soft hum of the engine and the rhythm of the road. You leaned back into your seat, closing your eyes for a second. The day had been long, too long, Jungkook noticed. Jungkook tired. He asked gently. You opened your eyes wide in detail. Jungkook slowed the car at a red light. His fingers tightened around the steering wheel, then relaxed. Jungkook, you don't have to do everything alone, he said quietly. You look at him, and I know. The light turned again. The car moved again. For a moment neither spoke. Then Jungkook said, almost to himself, Jungkook, when Jinhee fell asleep, it felt normal. Like this is how it's supposed to be. Your heartbeat skipped. You looked away out the window. When it does, you admitted softly. Silence returned, but this time it was heavy, not uncomfortable, just full. The road curved gently, the car slowed. Jungkook's hand from the steering wheel to the space between you two, hesitating, giving you time to pull away. You noticed you didn't. Instead, you placed your hand over his. Fingers went naturally as if they had practiced this before. Jungkook in his story, Jungkook whined. He murmured, "You didn't look at him, whined. We should be careful," you said voice low. Jungkook, "I know," he replied, "but neither of you moved your hands." At that red light, Jungkook finally turned toward you. Your face was closed and necessary, too close to ignore. You met his eyes for a second. The world outside the car disappeared. Jungkook leaned in, not fast, not desperate, just enough to let you feel his breath. Your lips parted slightly then. A small sound came from the back seat. Jinhee shifted in her seat. You froze. Jungkook pulled back first, a faint smile tugging at his lips. You exhaled, your cheeks warm. Jungkook, "We're home," he said quickly as he parked the car. You nodded, heart still racing. Jungkook's vacation had got its shape into its second week. No schedules, no rehearsals, cameras, just home. And for once, the house felt lived in, not rushed, not empty. Your project had finally wrapped up the night before, and for that you woke up with deadlines echoing in your head. Today was supposed to be simple, family time. Jinhee had gone to school early, excited, her back bouncing against her back as she waved goodbye. Now the house was filled with soft movement. Jungkook stood in the kitchen, sleeve rolled up, carefully stirring a pan. He looked oddly serious, as if cooking was a mission he could not afford to fail. He moved through the living room, cleaning, rearranging cushions, whipping slips, your hair tied up messily, humming under your breath. Jungkook whined. He caught her, slightly unsure. "Come, taste this. I think it's okay, but you decide." You walked in, leaned over the counter, and took a small bite. You paused. Jungkook held his breath. Then you nodded when, "Yeah, it's perfect. Just decorate everything nicely." His shoulder relaxed immediately. Jungkook, "Good. I was worried." Setting the table, fixing small decorations, opening window to let light and air in. When you finally stepped back, Jungkook crossed his arms, inspecting the room. "Jungkook, perfect," he said. You glanced at the clock. "When it's time," you said softly. "Jinhee should be coming out now." Jungkook grabbed his keys. "Jungkook, I will get the car ready." You arrived a little early. Jinhee began pouring out in small groups, laughing, shouting, parents waving. Minutes passed, then more. You scanned every face. Jungkook stood beside you, calm, on outside, alert on the inside. Still no Jinhee. You checked the time again. "When? It's been a while," you said. Your voice tired. "Why hasn't she come out yet?" Jungkook frowned. "Let's go inside." The hallway was quiet now. Most classrooms were empty. You reached in his room. Only the teacher remained, arranging papers. The moment she saw you, she stood up politely. "Teacher, Jinhee's mother, how are you?" she asked. You forced a smile. "Fine, I'm fine, but where is Jinhee? We have been waiting outside. She didn't come out." The teacher being surprised. "Teacher, oh, Jinhee left quite a while ago." Your shirt off. "Fine, left? With who?" "Teacher, a young woman came," the teacher replied calmly. "She said she was a relative. Jinhee went with her." Your spirit caught. "Fine, but I especially told you," you said sharply, panic creeping into your voice, "that Jinhee is not allowed to leave without my permission." The teacher looked uncertain now. "Teacher," she spoke very confidently. "She knew Jinhee's name details. I didn't think." Your hands started shaking, your vision blurred. Jungkook immediately stepped closer, gripping your arms firmly. "Jungkook, whined," he said low and steady. "Breathe. Stay with me." Your voice trembled. "When a woman took her." The teacher slowed. "Teacher, I'm sorry. She didn't seem like a stranger." Jungkook's eyes darkened. "Jungkook, could it have been Hana?" he said quickly. You nodded frantically. "Wine, yes, maybe. I will call her." You dialed with trembling fingers. The call connected. "Wine, Hana, Your voice cracked. Did you pick up Jinhee from school? There was a pause on the line. Hannah, what? No, man, I'm at the office. Why? Your phone slipped slightly in your hand. Your knees almost gave out. Jungkookff called you immediately, putting you close. Why? She didn't. You whispered, fear flooding your voice. She didn't take her. Jungkook's jaw tightened. He took out his phone without hesitation. Jungkook, I'm calling the police, he said firmly. Right now. You closed his arms, your body shaking. At last, with police assistance, you and Jungkook reached the location. The car stopped in front of an old, half-broken house. Its walls cracked, paint peeling, the place carrying the weight of abandoned. The air felt wrong, heavy, as if it knew what was about to happen. You stepped out first, your heart pounding. Why are you sure? You asked the officer. Your voice shaking despite your effort to stay strong. The officer nodded firmly. Officer, yes, we're absolutely sure. They moved together toward the house, and then you saw her, Jinhee. She was crying, her small body trembling. A man stood nearby, holding her tightly in his arms while Jinhee spoke to him in a low voice. Your words shattered. Wine, baby, you screamed. You ran without thinking. You grabbed Jinhee and pulled her out of the man's arms with all the strength you had. Yuma, Jinhee cried, wrapping her arms around your necks. You held her so tightly it hurt, like if you loosened your grip even a little. Jinhee would disappear again. The man stepped forward angrily. Man, hey, who do you think you are? Why are you taking my daughter? You turned. Fury burning through your tears. Why? She's my daughter. How dare you even touch her? The man scoffed. Man, are you crazy? She's my child. He turned sharply toward Jihyee. Why are you silent? Say something. Jihyee finally spoke. Her voice cold. Jihyee, let her go, man. She is his child. Give her back. Jungkook stepped forward instantly. Jungkook, how dare you? He said, his voice dangerous to calm. The man sneered. Man, I can go to the police. You people don't know who you are messing with. Jungkook, we already brought the police. He looked straight at the man. And Jinhee, she is my daughter. I have proof. Man laughed. So do I. He pulled out a file. Daily report. Jinhee is my child with Jihyee. Why? What are you saying? You whispered. At that moment, Jihyee slowly tried to step back, clutching her back, attempting to escape, but the police grabbed her arms. Jungkook spoke sharply. Jungkook, I also have a DNA report. The officer looked between them. Officer, I think this old man knows the truth. Everyone turned. Jihyee, I don't know anything, she muttered. The officer's voice hardened. Officer, you do. Speak now. If you tell the truth, your punishment may be lighter. If not, it will be worse. Jihee's body started shaking. Her voice broke. Jihyee, Jinhee is my child and Mr. Lee's. The words stopped. She continued, tears falling down. Jihyee, I was in a relationship with Jungkook back then. I had a one-night stand with Mr. Lee. A few weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. Jungkook's needs felt weak. I wanted the child to be Jungkook's, she said bitterly. So I got Jungkook drunk, so he would believe the baby was his. Jihyee, but before I could tell him anything, Jihyee went on. We broke up. I lost my chance. She laughed weakly. My boyfriend and I planned to use Jinhee to make money. We needed it. After losing the case, we finally found Jinhee's biological father. Jungkook's voice cracked. Jungkook, if you needed money, you could have asked. Why harass us? Why destroy a child's life? Jihyee could not answer. He gently rolled Jinhee to the ground. Then he walked toward and stabbed Jinhee hard. Why? You don't deserve to be called a mother. You said your voice shaking with rage and pain. The police took Jinhee away. Jungkook rushed back to Jinhee, but suddenly Yuma. Jinhee screamed. You collapsed. Your body hit the ground. Your eyes closed. Jinhee ran to you, crying uncontrollably. Jinhee, Yuma, please wake up, please. Jungkook dropped beside you, panic flooding his face. Why?